Welcome to Cine, here where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray.
It's your boy Nikki Tete. And today, we're going to change it up a little bit. Today we are going to give you 11 days of horror. That's right. Each day we will focus on a franchise that deals with Halloween or is Halloween themed. And we will give you our best and our worst film from that franchise. So for the rest of October, you got us.
Day 3 of our 11 days of horror. We got to talk about the Hellraiser franchise.
And for me, Hellraiser franchise is actually one of my favorite franchises because of the character Pinhead. You know, he is a cool looking slasher. Even though I would say after the first 2 movies, really, he was never utilized correctly. We never get enough of him. And even, you know, I just gave myself away, you know, the first film, which is clearly the best, we don't really get as much Pinhead as you would expect, especially, you know, as somebody who wasn't born during this time. You see this movie, it's like, oh, you know, he is the face of this film, but the film focuses on, you know, much more sinister and a creepy plot that I won't go into details here, but it gives you more reason to go and watch the second, the third, and then you quickly realize, you know, I'm not getting the amount of Pinhead that I actually want, even though Pinhead is still, again, one of my favorite supernatural horror killers, and easily the reason why I continue to support this franchise.
Hellraiser 1 is by far the best out of the franchise. I agree with you as well. And I think that in the 80s, this movie stood differently from the rest that came out. And that is why Hellraiser still stands the test of time. And I think it's a film that's worth watching even today.
Now, the worst film in the franchise, and I just want to point out that this franchise has 10 movies, right? So a lot of opportunities to have very bad horror films. But the worst film in this franchise is actually the first film that doesn't star Doug Bradley, the actor who had played Pinhead in 8 movies, right? They had already lost Clive Barker, who created the series. You know, he left after the second film. Doug Bradley, being the guy that he is, he said, I will continue to play this iconic character up until they had, you know, like some negotiation rights and they didn't want to pay him. And he said, you know what, I'm out. They said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and make Hellraiser Revelations. And it is awful. It is so bad, in fact, that when you watch it, you almost feel like it's a spoof of the Hellraiser franchise because the costume production is bad, the acting is bad, the gore is bad, the plot is bad. Like everything you could think of in this film is absolutely awful. Awful.
And I'm with you. It's crazy how we with each other wholeheartedly. That is the worst film. And there is no other film in this franchise that is worse than this. Is not. And it even come down to the acting in this movie. Like everything about this film was garbage. Was utter garbage. And we didn't even get the beloved character we like. So it's like, I don't see why this continued for so long. And once the main actor left, they should have known that this was the end of the franchise.
That completes our favorite and least favorite films of the Hellraiser franchise. Now, just to point out again, Clive Barker, who is a genius in my opinion. You know, he made the first 2 films, really good films. He also made Candyman, right? So this is a guy who is a legend in the horror genre, right? So Hellraiser, good films, but definitely after that second one, you gotta be weary. You gotta be weary.
And we want to know which ones you love and which ones you hate as well, because there's a lot of them. So y'all can even make a list if you want to, and we can see which ones and how you compare them and contrast them, because we want to know what you guys think as well.
And as always, don't forget, you've seen it here.